So I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna do a pick a card reading describing either the relationship that you're currently in or the one that you're going to end up in. And if this does not match the one you're currently in, maybe it's the one you're gonna end up in. So yeah, and I'm gonna pull for 3 piles. I'm gonna pull for pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. But yeah, so right now we're going to do pile 1. Okay, so if you picked pile 1, this is your reading. And first things first is I have selenite, I have clear the clutter. So whether this is you not being in the right headspace currently, or just you trying to determine what you want to do next in the relationship. Now I do have 10 of Cups, so either I have a feeling that you're currently, if you're with this person right now, you've been in a very long relationship, you've been together for a very, very long time. If this doesn't sound like you, this is probably going to be your next relationship up ahead, so keep that in mind. And I also have 4 of Pentacles reversed, so I do feel like maybe you've been worried about finances, or maybe you've been worried about what you want to do in the future. There's a sense of being concerned or a bit confused about your future. I have 2 of Wands reversed, so there's this state of reflecting on the past. 8 of Pentacles reversed, you're burnt out. I feel like you've been working a lot lately, so maybe you haven't even put a lot of thought into relationships in general right now. If it's been a long-term relationship, maybe you've just been stuck in a pattern or routine of doing things for so long that you guys don't really focus on each other that much. You just focus on, your day-to-day tasks and routine in general. And I do have the World reversed, and I also have Wheel of Fortune reversed, Judgment reversed, and 4 of Cups reversed. So I'm really getting the vibe that if you're currently in a relationship, I feel like you're both a bit burnt out, and I also feel like you're not necessarily meeting your needs in a way that you would like needs to be met. I feel like you've been really focused on trying to cater to one another, or focus on like your goals in general, or just like what tasks you need to do every day, like your job, taking care of your family. I don't really think you're focused on each other. So if you are in a relationship and this does describe you, I do think that you need to focus on being more present for one another, because I don't necessarily get the vibe that you both don't care about one another, but I do think you're both very powerful, like CEO couple dynamic. You're both working, you're both very independent, and sometimes when you're so independent you can lose sight of the relationship because of that. So it's important that you both really regroup and really reconnect or make time for one another in general. However, I also think that if you're single right now, I do think that you're probably going to end up with like a Capricorn, or like some kind of CEO, like boss type person, someone that's very organized, meticulous. I do see you guys being so busy sometimes that you have to make time for one another, but I do see them as someone that's always very like task oriented. I said Capricorn, but it could also be an air sign, just someone that's constantly like evaluating how to improve their life. They're a very serious or strict person, and they take themselves very seriously. They have very strict kind of ways of being or expectations for themselves, and I do think that that's something that might come into play. I do also think that you're both very action oriented and very goal accomplishing, but I do think you can struggle at times with really making sure that you meet each other's needs or meet in the middle, because I do feel like this is a very much like power couple dynamic. Like I'm getting like king queen vibes, like you guys are very much like each other's equals. And I think you guys aren't used to that, because I think you guys usually are around people that are kind of below your standards or expectations. So I do see you guys clashing heads sometimes, but I do see an overall huge sense of respect for one another, and a huge theme of you guys needing to always kind of regroup and reconnect with one another and kind of focus on the bigger picture. I do think you're always able to focus on the bigger picture in general, and yeah. So I definitely think if you are single right now, and you're in the process of waiting for this person. I do think that putting more time and energy on your own goals and focusing on yourself right now is really going to like allow this person to come into your life. I do think if you've been in a relationship for a really long period of time, I do feel like you guys are going to get married if you guys haven't already, just because 10 of Cups upright is usually like a harmonious celebration of unions. And I do think that there's this sense of like togetherness, or like this indefinite togetherness. So I do see like you guys being together long term. I do see there's like a rut though, and it stems from just, again, you guys both have your own obligations and things going on, but I don't really see anything bad. So yeah, overall that kind of completes this reading. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Pile 2, this is either going to describe your love life or the person that you're going to end up with, and if it doesn't describe your love life, then maybe you're going to end up with this person and you haven't met them yet. So first of all, I have Black Tourmaline. I have Protect Your Energy. Right off the bat, I'm getting the vibe this is a person that really is protective of you and overbearing even at times. But I have Knight of Cups reversed. I'm going to show you all my cards first. Knight of Cups, 4 of Wands reversed, 3 of Cups reversed, 8 of Cups, the High Priestess and Princess of Swords reversed, 7 of Pentacles, and Princess of Wands reversed. So right off the bat, I'm getting the impression that this is someone that's really protective of you, but I do feel like they might have very overbearing like family members or people in their life with a lot of opinions about the relationship. I do think that this is an investment. I do think that there are themes surrounding either you losing yourself in the relationship and being overly present and accommodating to them, or vice versa. I do think that there are themes where it feels a little bit like an imbalance, and however, I do think that they care for you. There's a lot of passion and a lot of emotions running high in this relationship dynamic, but I would be concerned if maybe sometimes your needs aren't always being met in the way that you need them to be. I do think that it's important you keep in mind that how they allow other people to have weigh in input on the relationship should determine how you progress with this person. Again, I do think that they really love and care about you, and I do think, again, it's an investment. So I feel like this might be like a relationship that hits some rocks, but I do see you guys being able to repair the relationship and like get more in touch with one another. If you're currently single, I do think that you're going to enter a relationship with someone that's going to be very much like I don't want to say like dominating, because that's kind of weird, but I do think that they have very strong opinions and beliefs. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a fixed sign, like a Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus. Someone that's very much invested, almost to the point that you guys might lose yourself in the relationship dynamic. So it's really important that you both stay pretty grounded and that you're both able to communicate your needs and expectations clearly in general, because I do see a theme of like you guys getting caught up in the idea of the pursuit that you guys lose what you need. So it's really important that you make that a focal point of interest. I also think that you both communicating about the people that have input or like opinions in this relationship, like who matters, who's worth your time and energy, because I do think that there are themes surrounding like this might be like one of those really steamy, intense relationships, but it could have a very hard crash if you're not careful. So I would say just be really careful with not burning out for someone else and making sure that someone else isn't always overly accommodating you as well. I do think there's a lot of love in this relationship. So this is someone that's very much sensitive and empathetic to you. I feel like they always are trying to be very present for you, but I do feel like there's some kind of outsider party or third party observer that has a lot of input in this dynamic, and I would say it might be something that really does stress you out. So I would say be mindful of who you allow to really weigh in on the relationship and who is involved in the details of the relationship, because that could be a deciding factor that maybe causes more tension than it's worth. Again, I do think it's a stubborn person that really cares about you, but I also think it's someone that's very much stubborn within their own beliefs as well. And I do think you might be overly accommodating to them at times, so it's important that you're really able to communicate yourself and that you're not dimming your light or biting your tongue to not make them, displeased. I do think that overall this is a person that might really care about you in their own way, but you guys need a bit of guidance, like whether that's therapy or whether that's just again being able to communicate and express your needs thoroughly, because this is someone that really does not want to let you go. I think they really care about you and they really love you. I just think that this is someone that doesn't always realize, they're not always able to clearly see themselves, and I think when you get so enmeshed with them and so involved with them, you could sometimes struggle to see yourself as well. However, I don't necessarily see anything that like tells me that you guys won't stay together. I just think that this is someone that is very much dedicated to the relationship, but you guys need to also make sure to not lose yourselves in the relationship, because it's a very like steamy dynamic. And yeah, overall, I guess that is kind of the gist of who describing your soulmate or the person you end up with versus, or you know, who you might be with currently. So yeah, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. For pile number 3, the first thing I have is find a way to forgive. So right off the bat, you know, maybe someone makes some mistakes. What's going on with pile number 3? Okay, so I have Knight of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is reversed. So I also have 8 of Swords and 9 of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Pentacles reversed, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 6 of Cups. So right away, I feel like this is a very fun relationship. Like, I'm thinking like fire signs or air signs. Like, this is someone that knows how to have a good time and knows how to make you also have a good time and take yourself less seriously. But I also feel like this is someone that struggles to be grounded, and I feel like you have to kind of always be the adult in the dynamic. I would caution if maybe you were always overly accommodating them or overly like taking care of them. And I do think it's important to keep in mind this relationship, whether this is the next relationship coming into your life or the one you're currently in, might not be the one that you stay with in the long haul. And what I mean by this is I don't necessarily say that you guys will break up, but I don't know if your needs are being met. And I feel like sometimes you're so generous or empathetic that you don't really care if your needs are being met, and that's not always a good thing. I would say you need to be more mindful and patient about resting and like not sacrificing all of your goals and prospects for the relationship dynamic, because I feel like it's very easy for you to burn out emotionally, and this could be because maybe this person is really fun and eccentric but sometimes draining. However, I'm not really getting the vibe that they're someone that is emotionally draining. I feel like if anything, they have like a lot of walls up, and I feel like maybe getting to the root of that or trying to figure out why they might have some hang-ups is something that you need to work on or talk to them about. However, I don't know if it's worth your energy, because like with this card specifically, I'm thinking, okay, you need to rest, you're burnt out. So sitting here kind of wondering like, I feel like you've already been kind of thinking like, am I happy? Is this who I want to be with? And I feel like the fact that you have to ask those questions is kind of telling. However, I'm not really an advocate for like breaking up per se. I just think that you guys need to really reevaluate if you have the same expectations of the relationship. If you guys have the same communication style or the same understanding, because sometimes the things that you want and the things that other people want or need can very much be different. So I do see the bit of tension with that. However, I think this is a very fun and creative person. I think they know how to help you not take yourself too seriously. I think that they offer a lot of wisdom in terms of like philosophical expectations and theories, and I think that they're very intellectual. I just think that they are a bit restless, and I think that's what kind of gets them ahead of themselves at the end of the day. So it's really important to also make sure that you're not like you have to be there for yourself no matter what. And if someone is making you feel a bit uneasy, I would question, like, I don't know, I feel like it's always good to have conversations, always good to kind of elaborate on your needs and expectations from someone. I do think that this is a person that wants to work at this relationship, but I also don't know if they know what they want. So I would just kind of keep that in mind as well. However, again, I think this is more of just like growing pains too. This could be like the beginning phases of a relationship if you guys just got together. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't say like this is like a bad the sign, but I do think that it's not necessarily like you guys are new, maybe you guys just met, maybe you guys are just talking, because it's a lot of adrenaline. It's a lot of like, wow, this is cool. I'm getting so much dopamine. Okay, let's just pursue this. And it's good to make sure that you have all the facts. You're not just falling in love with what feels good and what sounds good, but like is their walk matching their talk? You know? So, yeah, and overall, I guess that completes this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.